did we end up here?
This might just be one of those rage-filled videos. It's been a year now, and I've been living with this feeling, and I'm pretty sure that some of you must be going through the same stuff as I am every day. There are battles that everyone is fighting. There sure are battles that I'm fighting, but obviously I won't share them with you guys on a public platform because I'm just too ashamed of having such thoughts, or maybe they're too obvious, or maybe simply because no one is interested in listening to them. This is the part of my brain that I like to call the hate brain. It makes me hate myself every day. There's also another part of my brain, the part that makes me feel proud of myself. I love the things that I stand for, the commitment that I've been showing for the things that matter to me. Life's good, I guess. It's moving along pretty well, and that makes me happy. Personally, for me, it's a huge dilemma and a seesaw of emotions and thoughts. The slightest of incident in my day can make me rage on myself. It can be something as simple as not being able to find that song that's stuck in my head. It's true on the other side as well. The slightest of thing can make me happy. A few days ago, I participated in an improv event for a menial college fest. And I won. It wasn't even anything significant. No one would even care about it. But it made me feel good about myself and it made me happy. Am I a person who's easy to please? Yes. Am I someone who's too hard on himself? Yes. Maybe these two things don't go hand in hand, but yes, self-worth or self-image is something that can take you a long way. According to Maxwell Maltz, the author of the book Psycho-Cybernetics, the way you see yourself literally dictates your outlook towards life. He says, understanding the psychology of the self can mean the difference between success and failure, love and hate, bitterness and happiness. The discovery of the real self can rescue a crumbling marriage, recreate a faltering career, transform victims of personality failure. On another plane, discovering your real self means the difference between freedom and the compulsion of conformity. All your actions, feelings and reactions are always consistent with your self-image. You're bound to act like the person you conceive yourself to be. Does all this mean that you're not allowed to hate yourself? I don't know. I think that maybe a little bit of self-hate is important, as long as you don't let it ruin your self-worth. What I mean by having a little bit of self-hate is that don't let all your stupid actions go uncriticized just because of the fact that you're not allowed to be critical of yourself, because that'll apparently mean that you're hating on yourself. If you use the so-called self-hate to keep a check on yourself, then I think it's worth it. And maybe that's why I'm okay with me hating myself from time to time. But on the flip side of the coin, I totally agree with the point that loving yourself is so much more difficult than hating yourself. We as humans tend to focus more on the negative than on the positives. Whenever we are working on something, the first thought that comes to our mind is, or the first thought that at least comes to my mind is, what if I fuck this up? What if I'm not at my A game tonight? What if it just doesn't click for me? I can share a very petty example from my own life. It might sound dumb and stupid, but it was the only thing that was coming to my head when I was writing the script. When I was learning how to drive, which was like not that long ago, whenever my dad used to let me drive, the first thought that used to come to my mind was, what if I mix the pedals? What if I'm not able to start the car? It's a very stupid example, I know, but even till now, even when I've been driving for almost a year now, the first thought that comes to my mind is, okay, take it easy. And only when I've driven for like 10 minutes or so is when I get comfortable and all these thoughts ease away. It's a very tedious road from having a damage control mindset to a I got this mindset, and that can be too big on yourself sometimes. I believe that in order to truly love yourself, you need to play the long game. What I mean with that is, don't look at what you did today or how your latest project performed. Look at what you've done throughout the year or 2 years ago. Look at how far you've come along from how you were 2 years ago, and if you've covered any distance in being the person you want to be. In the example that I gave earlier, I can look at how I used to drive a car a year ago, or how nervous I used to be back then and how I'm now. It's a very small thing, but I can be proud of my progress, and that can contribute to me loving myself. Don't play the day, play the year. We overestimate as to how much we can achieve in a day, and the results can be disappointing and can bring in self-loathing, but we highly underestimate how much we can perform in a year. And if we are in the right direction, then the evaluation of our progress can really help us in loving ourselves. I think that's pretty much all that I wanted to share with you guys in this week's video. I don't know if you guys needed to hear all this or not, but if it resonated with you in some of it, then drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. And I'll be back next week. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
कलाकारी रहंदी माइंड ते या मौज करां जिंद फिल्म मेरी जिते जावां पॉज करां बड़े कम चंगे दिल करन लोड आउट असी जिंद दित्ती वार कैन यू पे बैक